This is kind of saying, where do you want this information to come from? At the top of most of these, there's an ADC
Here we go, fellas, sitting here redoing it all over again.
Switch. Now, the reason for that is that you can either have analog digital converters directly connected to things like the main battery voltage, or you can actually get that information via the telemetry data that's coming out of the NASI32. So I'm going to have all of as much of that as I possibly can coming out of the NASI32. So I'm not going to use any of the directly connected analog digital converters, because one, you need a special board or a fantastically fine soldering iron to do that stuff. GPS setting, I'm actually going at the moment to turn those off, just because I don't have the GPS installed on this board yet, but when I do, I can turn those back on here. The unit and video, I'm in the UK, so it's PAL. All my systems are set up for PAL, so I'm going to keep it that way round. And imperial or metric, do we want meters, kilometers, or do we want to use what the UK, or the elder people in the UK and North America like to use feet, inches and miles. I actually have got used to flying in metric, so that's fine. This all looks good to me, so we're almost at the point where the fonts are finished. Once that's done, I'm going to then
see right there where he goes to write
back to the board, so that all these little changes that I've made up here are remembered, and we can move on to the next bit.
And my fonts are still going at 220.
So I'm going to write my changes to the board. Okay, that looks really, really good. So I'm going to close the COM port.
See, he went right, and he's supposed to close the COM port.
A couple of extra pins on.
I got 247.
And start cabling.
And watch when I get ready to hit right. Okay, did you see that, guys? It just went flashed.
We have had to
click right.
Bridge those two little bits and pieces.
And then pops up save attempt.
On the Minim OSD.
And you see right there, that's what it's doing. Hopefully it's saving.
And let's talk about the power system.
But as you see right there, it's still going through the whole save attempt. When some of the guys, they did that, and then we just went straight pause this video.
On the left that we've just plugged everything into.
It went straight to it, and look, I'm still going in my save attempt. Now is the fun part. Now after it done that, let's do what he did. Close COM port. COM port's closed. Now going to this section right here to where he has everything wired up, which I have my second OSD on here wired up and ready to go.
Two connections both going out for the video. One will go to the camera and the other one will go to the video transmitter. If we actually look
upload
at
that a little bit,
board,
and as you guys can see,
the Atmel 328 CPU, which is why we chose the 32L in the Arduino program, and the other one is a Max 7456 chip, and that job,
as you guys can see, let me go ahead and pause this. Well, I guess I couldn't have to pause it. I can just set the phone up right there on my coffee cup. Well, I'm supposed to unhook these. Now, you guys just seen the program where I just went all the way through to do this right here. Now, I'm supposed to hook these wires up like they're supposed to be, like he had on the video. Running the yellow to the transmit, which is going to the receive on the Flip 32. The green from the OSD is on the receive, which is going to the transmit on the Flip 32. My 5-volt power I'm plugging in, my ground that I'm plugging in. Now guys, this is where it's supposed to be fun.
Volt chips. First plus 5 volt area is the one that the FTDI powers, and that powers all of the Atmel processor and all of the other components, and it stops.
And basically what he's talking about, which I already did, which is this very little front
is the one that powers the Max chip, which is doing the on-screen
right there, which I
chip.
soldered that.
The third part is a 12 volt system,
and that's what runs at 5 volt on one side. Then I soldered the PAL right here for the PAL.
There is actually a voltage regulator.
Since my camera is PAL right there.
Plus 12 volts that it can see on the camera side.
But I'm gonna go ahead and skip
5 volt and the Max chip.
This video, some parts of this video.
Telemetry, everything in for real. let me just bring to power.
Now
the
this is
Minimo
where
SD.
I got
And
my
again,
stuff
we can
ran
do that
already right
from
there.
Spare plus 5 volt. Next thing that looks like in real life.
And that's basically
So here we have it ready to do it in real
what
life.
I got right there, which is those wires right there, the same as that video he got right there. Got that all running to where it's supposed to go.
But if yours isn't, from the green end it goes transmit, receive, plus 5 volts, ground and black. I have the black cable plugged into ground, the red cable plugged into plus 5 volts. That's just convention, it makes it easier. The yellow cable is plugged into receive, and the green cable is plugged into transmit. So we need to put these cables now into the other end. First two we're going to do are power and ground, the red and black cables.
Which basically I have right here already.
The black cable into one of the ground pins from the spare motor out. We're going to plug the red cable.
The next one I just have to do is put the
that will give us 5 volts. That is the power
camera,
system done. Then
which
we need
is
to connect
the leads
yellow
right here. I'm
pin,
putting right
which
here
on
to the
Minimo
video
OSD
end on the
end
camera.
is plugging into receive, into transmit.
The transmitter
is
into the out
that pin
on the
there.
OSD, and that's basically how he has it on here, guys.
The last cable into the other spare pin.
And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna have once
And
this
there we
is
have
done.
it. That is all wired up.
Now
Ready
that's
to
the
go.
way I got
So again,
mine.
it doesn't work. The first thing I pull up into the MOSD, you'll notice that video out is on the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll use a quick little cable to connect the transmitter,
Which is going to the video out.
pins on
Which
the Minimo
I have
SD.
right here, guys. The transmitter right here running video out, going to the video out on the OSD.
You'll notice, though, in this instance, what I've done is it's only the ground and signal cables that are connected. I've not connected the plus 5 volts. Next thing we need to do is then connect the video inside. So we need to connect, again, the negative and signal wires, and then plug that into the camera, being very careful with polarity. So we're making sure that black goes to black, red to red, keeping it the same. And then to make sure that the 5 volts can make it from the video transmitter out into the camera, we're just going to connect these two 5 volt leads together. And obviously we'll install it in the craft.
Which basically
we'll
already got
cover this
power
with
coming
heat
from the
shrink
camera.
so that it's not going to cause any shorts.
So I really didn't need
And
to
there
do
we are.
that.
That's it done. So let's look at how that looks in a diagram form.
And that's
make a bit more
basically like I
sense.
got it right there, guys.
So what we've done here is we started with a very simple configuration. We had the video transmitter connected directly to the camera.
But past that,
What we have done,
thanks for watching.
put the Minimo
And I get the
SD
dots in the
middle of that
videos.
so that the video coming from the camera